was filming something for my vlog. Hey everyone, welcome to Ask Meg. So last week I got asked what I do with all of the fan art that I receive, and I told you guys I was working on something special, so here it is. Kind of a fan art wall. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put like frames on it. Penny's going nuts on a comforter over there. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do frames or like a wallpaper type situation like I have now. What do you guys think? I would love to know. As always, I'm taking questions from the Reddit. You can visit the Reddit to put in questions for next week by going to reddit.com/r/Meg Turney. I do this. I hope I put that graphic in. I guess that's it. Let's answer some questions. Wait, there's one more thing. I forgot. Penny turned 7 this week. You're 7 years old. Hey, look, right in there. 7 years old. Very squirrely. She doesn't like cameras. So, happy birthday to Penny, and we got her a cake, and Gavin got her a cookie that said idiot on it, and all that and more will be in the video of her eating her cupcake, and maybe like a little montage of what the Penny is. Thank you. And that'll be up later this week. Yeah, you wanna get down? Okay, now you can go. Millie Ivy asks, were you popular in high school, and do you have any advice for getting through the stress and negative effects of high school? I wasn't really popular in high school. I kind of floated between friend groups. I guess I was really fortunate in that when I was an underclassman, there was bullying. Like, I got teased for being a nerd a lot, but then by the time I was like a junior, nobody really did that anymore. Everyone kind of had their own thing and everyone respected that, so it wasn't like a really cliquey high school. I guess everybody had their group of friends, but it wasn't unheard of to kind of like know everyone. It was a fairly small school. My advice is kind of piggybacking off last week. Join an activity. That's the best way to meet people. I only had friends and knew so many people because I was in band, and I got to hang out with people all the time and meet people I wouldn't have been introduced to had I not been in band. So join an activity. Band is awesome. Yeah, I don't know why I did this. I meant to do this, but it's fine. Band's cool. Join band. DJ Peacock asks, hey Meg, what's your morning routine? You look on point every day. You're so sweet. I wake up about 10 minutes before Gavin wants to leave, so I'm always rushing because I'm late. I hate mornings. I'm super grumpy. I basically, like, if I could make a rule where nobody talked to me until like noon every day, God, I would love it. Just not a morning person at all. So basically I roll into the office every morning looking like this. And then I go to work, and whenever I'm gonna film, basically I just go into the hair and makeup room and do my hair and makeup. So I do my makeup pretty much the exact same every day. So I've been thinking about doing kind of an everyday makeup tutorial just for what I do, but it's a lot of just guessing and hoping nobody notices the mistakes. Not Krogan asks, I couldn't help but notice a character on Family Guy who's a redhead like you used to be, shares your name, and is generally treated like crap. What are your thoughts on being so cruelly mocked by such a popular TV show? I think Meg is a brunette. God, it's been so long since I've seen Family Guy. I am totally showing I have no clue. As for like being cruelly mocked by Family Guy, I'm not being mocked. It's just the same name that I happen to have. I think I get picked on for it, or the Megs in general get picked on for it, because Meg isn't really a popular name in television. It's not like there's Brian. Like someone's like, oh, shut up, Brian, you know, like, oh, Brian from that TV show. It's just that there aren't a lot of Megs in entertainment, so it's the one that everybody clings to. At first it was annoying, I guess. I was a big Family Guy fan for a long time, like before it got canceled and then when it came back. So like, I loved Family Guy, so I didn't really mind it. I thought it was funny that they always treat Meg like shit. Like in the first Star Wars special when she's just like in the trash chute and then she's gone. That's her whole part. I think that shit's funny. I'm not bothered by it. It is old at this point when people are like, ooh, shut up, Meg. It's old, and also it's an old reference. Like it's, God, that reference has to be like, how old now? Maybe like 10 years old or 8 years old. It's a really old reference. So basically now I'm just like, it's so played out that it doesn't bother me. I just feel like, oh, I'm judging that that's where you went with that. Couldn't be any more creative, huh? Bummer. Planet Bob has kind of a long question. He asks, this is a question I've wanted to ask several YouTubers over the past few years. How does developing a friendship with someone who is a fan work? Like, say you're at a con and you're just wandering around in cosplay and someone who knows your work starts chatting with you. You guys decide to be con buddies for a few hours and go to a panel together. At the end of the day, if you hit it off, would you possibly give them your number to text and meet up the next day, or vice versa? Or the next time you're in town? Is it too weird because that person approached you because they know your work already and wanted to be friends? Does the friendship have the potential to become serious, like texting each other every day, inside jokes, seeing each other whenever you're in town, but in a totally platonic way? Platonic way? Haha. I ask because I only ever hear about YouTubers hanging out with other YouTubers or with friends they had before they got big on YouTube. It seems like developing friendships with people who are not associated with YouTube in some capacity, other than being a fan, and who were not a part of your life before, just doesn't happen. That's definitely not true. I do understand why it does happen a lot of times, and that's because I think a lot of people have the worry that people are only being nice to them because they're fans, or that they are going to share their secrets, or that they're going to not be, I guess not be real fans, like they're interested in them for the wrong reasons. That can be something that gets in your head a little bit when people come up to you and you're like, oh my god, I love your work. And you're very excited, and they're cool people. Like, I meet so many cool people who are so nice to me about my work. So I've truly never let it bother me. I've actually like approached this from both ends, like having come in as a fan and having people come to me as a fan. So maybe that's where I get the perspective from, that I'm not like too worried about being friends with fans. Because like I was a fan of people and then got to be friends with them and was like, cool, like totally cool. Like, it was not weird because I was a fan. I think it's just kind of how you approach it, and how, I mean, if you make, it's gonna be weird if you make it weird, but yeah, I don't ever like just count people out because they're fans. I actually have a friend, I mentioned Justine before. I actually was like, everybody go follow Justine. She's awesome, and she's a fan, and we are always constantly tweeting each other, and we watch the same television show and like live tweet it to one another. So and I went and had dinner with her while she was here, so like I definitely don't think that that's something that never happens, but for some people it's kind of an awkward line. Age Danny Hod asks, would you have slept in that creepy shed if you couldn't have your phone? Absolutely not. That is exactly where Gavin screwed up the bet for himself. If I couldn't have my phone, there's no way. There's bugs out there and it's dark, and I am super afraid of the dark, so absolutely not. Inflictions asks, at Ive Been Exposed, do you remember the guy who asked to hijack a hug every day, including the kickoff party? Missed Sunday, sadly. Heck yeah, I do. Are you him? He was awesome. Darth Giraffe asks, how do you go about organizing and motivating yourself to do things you don't necessarily want to do? It's actually funny. When I am working out more often, I find that I do the things that I don't want to do more. Like, I guess when I've been working out regularly, I kind of get the mentality of just like, shut up and do it. And so if I flounder a lot, it's probably because my fitness routine is off. Either way, I guess when I'm working out and I'm just like kind of motivated to just do things regardless of whether or not I want to do them, I just kind of jump in feet first. But when I don't, I'm a terrible procrastinator. Like, I'll have 10 things to do, and instead I'll watch like an episode or 12 of Rain. So I don't know what I do. I guess I just wait until I have like 10 minutes to accomplish the task, and then I just attempt to do my best. Nerp83 asks, Dear Meg, long one, but I'd love to hear your opinion. So in my relationship, or any in particular, I have one of your SourceFed posters autographed. Awesome. Love it. But my girlfriend isn't so approving of it. What's your standpoint on topics like this overall, with you or Gavin? Is there limits you have? Is it things you'd call too far in your past? I don't know what you were trying to say with the last sentence, but I'm gonna try and tackle the whole, like, my girlfriend doesn't approve of this poster, and what do you think of that? So I definitely think that I'm someone who believes firmly that jealousy and resentment and things like that only come from our own self-doubt, our own self-worry, things that we're projecting onto other people. I don't find things like posters or photos, like of celebrities or of people that people don't really know, you know what I mean? Like, there's like that removal. I don't find those threatening in any way. It'd be a little weird if like I was a friend you hung out with and you had me as like your cell phone background. That would be a little strange. but we don't know each other, and so I don't see the jealousy there. I don't really get it. I'm somebody who's very like, have your passions and like be a fan of people and call a girl hot. Like, see a girl on the street and be like, man, that girl's pretty good looking. That doesn't bother me. Like, I'm not worried that if I'm that insecure that you're gonna see a girl on the street and be like, oh, she has great legs, or she's really attractive, and that you're somehow gonna go off and marry her, like, that's my own BS that I have to deal with, right? So like, I'm not somebody who sees the point in that. I just think that obviously there's something going on. In my opinion, I don't know your relationship. I don't know your girlfriend. She could be totally cool and have no problems whatsoever and just doesn't like, it's like my signed SourceFed poster, so I would assume it's the SourceFed nerd group shot, but maybe you mean just from the For Human People shot, so it could be my bra poster. Maybe she just doesn't like girls in bras. I don't know. I just think that it's a little bit silly to be jealous of something that really, it doesn't represent any like romantic feelings. Sorry if, you know, that's news, that I have for you, so I don't see the point in being upset about it, but that is just me. I just think that, you know, you either are in a relationship that you feel comfortable enough is going to, you know, be able to withstand, you know, somebody saying, oh, that girl is really attractive, or that guy is really attractive, or whatever, or you have some really serious issues you need to hash out. So, yeah, my 2 cents. Maybe it made sense. I don't know. Like a Boss IX, or Like a Boss 9, asks, have you thought about doing your hair purple and red? Oh, funny you should ask. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but I had beautiful purple hair, and then I was in the shower, and I was like, oh, hey, that's my Red Weekly treatment from Overtone. And I put it on my head. I was like, oh, I'll just give it like a tint. It dyed my hair friggin' red. I have like wine-colored red hair now. I forgot to respect the power of Overtone, and I thought, oh, it'll just give it like a little shine. If I were in the sun right now, it's like it's like a glass of wine, my hair. I'm not crazy about it. It kind of, the weird thing is like it ended up muddling, it's hard to see, it basically looks black. Like it ended up muddling my purple a little weirdly, so moral of the story is allow trained professionals to color your hair and then get an overtone that matches that and only put that on your head. I'm somebody who's always like, I'm gonna experiment, and then I always hate it, so I'm just really boring, but I don't hate it because obviously red is a color that I'm happy having in my head, but I think this made me realize I'm not ready to go back to red yet. I want to stay purple just a little longer. And I also didn't feel that bad about experimenting because I'm getting my hair redone next weekend anyway, so whatever. For a week I got wine hair. Last question, Bling You're Dead asks, I used to cosplay a lot a few years ago, but now I've developed a lot of body image issues and it's making it hard to want to go back to it. Any advice? This one's a little bit tough because everybody handles body image issues differently. For me, cosplay can be something that is empowering and awesome and really affirming of, or reaffirming, or try-affirming, so many affirmings. Different, like it doesn't matter, like I get there and I'm like, oh god, like a lot of times in cosplay I'll be like, oh, this seam isn't perfect and I don't know if this looks right, and then I get there and people are like, oh my god, and I'm like, see, I was worrying about nothing. But cosplay can also be, I totally punched the wall, cosplay can also be really frightening, and it can be something that makes you feel very exposed and makes you feel uncomfortable if you're not approaching it the right way. My advice to you would be to only do what you are absolutely comfortable with. Think about the fact that you're going to be in a crowd of people. So you might be comfortable in like a bikini, or like my Joe and Mac Victory Girl cosplay is a really good example of this, actually. I made the Victory Girl cosplay because Joe and Mac's one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. I was really excited. I thought it was a fun way to honor that game. And I made it, and at home, when I was making it, I was like, man, this looks good. I feel good. No! Meg Turney down! I'm going on. I'm almost out of time on the card. We will soldier through. Like this. So anyway, basically I felt really comfortable when I was making it, and I was wearing it at home, and I thought it looked really good, and then I got to Comic-Con and it was just overwhelming for me. Like after being in the cosplay industry, I guess that year, maybe like my 12th or 13th year in the industry, I thought, you know, I have a really good handle on how tired and how emotionally tiring cosplay is and all of these different things, and I'm gonna be just fine. And honestly, in Princess Leia, I was in less than the Victory Girl, but yeah, I just was taken by surprise a little bit. I just didn't feel right in the costume. I didn't feel confident, and I didn't feel happy in it, and so I literally have like 3 photos of that costume because I put it on, I ran around for maybe like 3 hours, and then I took it off. I went back to the hotel and I took it off. I just was like, I'm not feeling it today. I'm not going to be in a crowd of people if I'm not feeling it. Like, I'll just put on a different cosplay. I think I put Black Widow back on, and then I just went back. So you have to know your limits. You don't push yourself if you don't feel comfortable that day, and if you put it on and you get there and you decide like, hey, this just isn't for me, like, bring a change of clothes. Bring another costume that you feel more comfortable in. And you may find, don't go into it with the mindset, I don't want to scare you. I don't want to make you freak out or freak you out and think that, you know, it's going to be so judgmental and awful. Most of the time, it's just kind of our own issues that are causing, you know, that discomfort. Nobody said anything to me or did anything to me when I was in that costume that made me feel uncomfortable. I just made myself feel uncomfortable. So allow yourself the opportunity to have fun. Allow yourself to find that confidence in going and being like, hey, I look great, and having people come up to you and compliment your costume. You can absolutely find strength in that as well. So it can go both ways. I think it's all about pursuing your individual comfort and taking it a step at a time and allowing yourself that kind of ripcord if you find that you're just not feeling it that day. This is also, I feel like I'm picketing myself. I don't know what I would be picketing though. Anyway guys, that's it for this edition of Ask Meg. Thanks so much for sending in your questions and your artwork. Don't forget you can send in your artwork using the P.O. box in the description down below, and I will see you guys next time. And oh no, don't forget Reddit/r/Meg Turney. Alright, bye. Heart you.